Okay, so 3 weeks back, I joined Suck My Pokeballs first season of Sword and Shield VGC. I love Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's where I first started playing competitive, so I have a soft spot for it, and I was so down. Um, I'll explain. I stopped recording because I stopped having fun recording. I was overthinking everything, like playing and the recording part. It also took too long to set up. I got bored. I was in university. I had shit to do. Um, yeah, but this week I played Twinner. This is week 4. Going into this week, I was 2-1. This is normally Wi-Fi, which is why I had a capture card and everything set up for it. Except it didn't end up matter. We had some console issues on Twinner's side, so we just said, "Ah, screw it, let's play Showdown." Um, as well as I didn't save game 1 as shareable, so like game 2 and 3 they could see, but they couldn't see game 1. So I'm basically making this so if people want to see it, they can. And plus, I got spare time for the day, so let's go in. I guess I should do a quick idea of the team. Twinner's team, you won't see it, but it had Reggie Oliggy. So my team is the whole core of my team is based off of Whimsicott and Gmax Lapras. Actually, I have he's chilling there. Um, that's the whole point of this team is Whimsicott, Gmax, Lapras, and people don't think of it, but Lapras can actually do a scary amount of damage. Give it Life Orb, Dynamax, Resonance, and Whimsicott gets Fake Tears, which is also really scary because it outputs a lot of pressure. Um, I did not do that strategy for this one because I looked at Twinner's team and I realized something, and that is that most of his team is really bad against Landorus, and I mean horrible against Landorus. Savali, I was assuming to be 2 types, either Ice to beat the Landorus, which would have countered my whole plan and made me have to pivot to probably Arcanine, um, or B, it's Ground. I have a massive Ground weakness. All the big things on my team are weak to Ground. But Ground is dangerous to bring against my team because I normally have Lapras, which is the main lead, the main concept of the team. It's kind of like bringing flying types against a Regieleki team, right? It's dangerous. Even though the team might be flying weak, it's Regieleki, it's going to kill you. Um, but I felt pretty confident going in. I didn't know what his game plan was. I knew obviously I see Psy Spam, and I'm like, oh, okay, he has Psy Spam. He also had Encouraging Regieleki. I'm like, I don't think he'll do that just because Regieleki physically cannot hit Landorus unless it's like a Hyper Beam, which I can just kind of move around. But my game plan for this was Tailwind, and then let Landorus go. I have no Terra Hogs on this team, right? If I bring Arcanine, I kind of want it to Terra, but I don't have Gmax Lapras. I have nothing that's going to hog my Terra, or my Dynamax. I'm going to say Terra, whatever. Nothing to hog Dynamax. So, with that being said, Tangela is just redirection. It's bulky. Had Sleep Powder. Whimsicott had some cool tech moves. We'll explain when we get there. Meowstic was Fake Out, Ally Switch. Just Light Screen, just being a pest, right? Hard to get rid of. And then Naganadel is busted. It's scarfed. I made it fast enough to outspeed Alakazam, and then it was also strong enough to like OHKO certain things with Draco Meteor and being able to pivot around. That was the game plan with Naganadel. I guess yeah, let's get into the game. So this was game 1. It's best of 3, just like every other good set should be. My screen's gonna be stretched. I really don't care enough to fix it. Oh yeah, turn 1. So I see, I see the lead of Psy Spam, and as a Psy Spam expert myself, I've never used Alakazam in Psy Spam, and I've never had access to Tapu Lele. But the one thing I do know is that Tapu Lele doesn't get foamy, and Landorus can bomb it. So this Landorus is like super common type of Landorus you would see in after Scarlet and Violet. You wouldn't see it in Sword and Shield ever because Landorus Eyes never used. So it has Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Substitute Protect. It was Calm Mind originally, but who needs Calm Mind if it Dynamaxes? So when I see this lead, my plan is simple. When people play Psy Spam, a lot of people don't target smartly. Like, okay, so whenever I play Psy Spam, in my head, I am targeting to think, okay, what happens if my Psychic Terrain goes away this turn? Who do I want to hit? No matter what, in this case, you want to hit Landorus. So if you, in this case, Alakazam should be clicking Expanding Force into Landorus, and then let it become a spread move, instead of it being in the way of click it into Whimsicott and let it become a spread move. Because if I take away Psychic Terrain, it's not going to hit Landorus. Tapu Lele, no clue what it was going to do. I'm like, is it going to Dazzling Gleam? Does it get Ice Beam? I had no clue. I wanted it dead, and I just wanted to kill it. In my head here is, okay, do I want a Dynamax? Like, Max Ooze is great. It gives me a special attack boost, and then I can start getting special defense boost, but do I want to hold off? Do I think he's going to Dynamax? I didn't think he's going to Dynamax anything on the field. Losing Expanding Force is a nerf, and Tapu Lele isn't a great Dynamax. So I just decided my simple play was he was going to click Expanding Force. I also didn't know if Tapu Lele got Expanding Force. So I just wanted to click Misty Terrain, which I put on for the pure fact of getting rid of his terrains. He has 2, not in this game, but on his team he has 2. And then just kill the Tapu Lele, which in my head I'm like, no, what? Let's Dynamax. Let's start setting up. The other thing to keep a note is that this Whimsicott has no way to deal good damage, right? It's like it was Tailwind, Protect, Beat Up, and Misty Terrain. So Beat Up is my damaging move. It came into factor, but that was my damaging move, so I needed Landorus to do the work here. And turn 1 went kind of as I expected, right? I got Misty Terrain up, and he targeted incorrectly, but it doesn't look like, whatever. And he actually goes for Nature's Madness, which, again, doesn't do anything to me. I get a Max Ooze, and Tapu Lele lives. I was shocked. I wish I could show you my face when I saw that thing live on 7. Now, in my head here, oh, well, I fucked it, but, that's okay. I noticed weakness policy, I'm gonna be honest, I noticed weakness policy after I clicked my moves. In my defense, it wouldn't have mattered because I was clicking Tailwind. But, luckily, he switched out. I thought he was gonna switch out, again, not recognizing weakness policy. I thought he was gonna switch out to get Psychic Terrain later on, because my team does get murdered by Expanding Force, like absolutely destroyed by Expanding Force. I didn't bring an Expanding Force answer. I didn't bring a Dark type. I got rid of it on this week. I picked up Meowstic, and Tangela this week, and I dropped Runerigus and Guzzlord. Know how nice those would have been to have right now? I would have just set Trick Room on them and done Trick Room stuff. But sadly, I'm an idiot. So I did know, I had a feeling he was going to switch out to re-up Psychic Terrain later on. Plus, Tapu Lele can have good speed if you want to invest in it. So, in my decision was, the thing that threatens me the most right now is Alakazam. It could be Spexed, it could be Scarfed. I'm like, it could be Spexed, it could be Scarfed. I still don't know which one. So I'm going to set Tailwind, and I'm just going to blow it up, plus get a special defense boost with Mass Quake. No flying type on his team, so I felt pretty confident in my selection. Switched out into Savali, revealed that it's ground. I get Tailwind, and we boom it. Right, at this point, I got a Calm Mind up. We're chilling. I have Speed Control, and I have the equivalent of a Calm Mind boost. He's gonna bring Psychic Terrain back in, and he has no Expanding Force, right? I'm pretty sure. But I have Tailwind up, so I don't have to click Misty Terrain here. This is when, like, if I had Moonblast, it would be nice. In my head, the first thing I see is beating up the Tapu Lele. I just realized how stretched this is. That's so funny. My first idea was to beat up Tapu Lele, beat up this Lele, and pick up the kill with Whims, and then hope that Max Quake just murders Solvali. And then it came to my head that Solvali's probably gonna Dynamax. There's nothing else on his team that he's shown yet that kind of wants to Dynamax more than it. If he has Cinderace in the back, it won't want to Dynamax. It's going to get blown up. The most bulky and threatening thing he has on the field right now is the Solvali. Now, I did not know if it was physical or special. They have, like, I think it's 95 attack, 95 special attack. It's a 50-50. I was kind of assuming it was going to have a nice move to cover from Lando. But with +1 Spadef, I was kind of just hoping it was going to be special attacking. And I was correct. It Dynamaxed. The beat up picks, the Max Quake went first, greatly chunked him. I get to be +2 Spadef for whatever move's going to income on me, and beat up picked up the kill. And then, right when I saw how much damage this did, throws the Max Hailstorm out. I knew it was special attacking. It was either Ice Beam or Blizzard, one of the two. But I knew it was going to be a special attacking set now, because I lived. I'm a Landorus, I shouldn't live, but I'm at +2 Spadef. PZ comes in, he doesn't know it, but what I have in the back is Naganadel Tangela. Yeah, I have Naganadel and Tangela in the back for game 1. So I know that Naganadel can beat Sylvali in a 1v1 because Draco Meteor hits like a truck. Plus, Tangela can redirect away moves, so I have more turns if I don't want to walk into Draco and want to walk into Sludge Bomb instead. He would need to take a move, cooking an ice move into me, and then I would get 2 attacks. I felt confident, so my strategy was just to kill the PG. I switched out to keep Tailwind up if I really wanted it. I did not care if he killed Landers at this point. It had done its job. He just went for Max Quake, and then at this point I knew I was set. Spam Rage Powder, click my strongest move. If it had Protect, he could have stalled out to get the kill on Lando, but there's no point. You need to capitalize with every bit you got. Now game 1. I was happy with game 1. I had one fear with game 1 though, and that was he's seen that my plan is protect the president with Landorus, and that is a very easy strategy to beat. And he can adapt. Adapt he did. Not leading side spam. That was his game, right? He didn't lead side spam? Yeah, he led Sylvali. Sylvali Dam. So this opens up a few opportunities. The first one I see is switching out Sylvali, bringing in Psychic Terrain, cooking Expanding Force, and blowing me up. The second one I see is him either Dynamaxing and cooking the ice move to kill me before Landorus gets set up, or just cooking the ice move you have. If it's Ice Beam's going to kill me without a special defense boost. I have no way to stop it unless I kill you first. When I saw this lead, I'm like, uh-oh, I have to guess and pick right. So, I think I set off the Tailwind Earth Power, and he just Dynamaxed. I think I Tailwind and then Earth Powered. Yeah, and then it didn't kill Waylay, and then I died. And that's when if I didn't know before that it was special, I definitely know now, right? If I didn't know it was special before, I 100% know now, based off of how much it did when it was Dynamax compared to there. Waylay lives. I am tempted at this point to cook U-turn to the top of the Waylay. Quick U-turn, go back out, but then I have Tangela in the back again. So if it's Tangela Whimsicott, I have a beat-up Whimsicott and a Tangela with Leaf Storm. Like, I'm not going to be doing much damage. I can try to stall out, I can try to stall out this Dynamax as much as possible. I was in a bad spot. What I see is I have Tailwind up, I have Speed Control, I can kill this top of the Waylay, and then just try the Draco, the Sylvali, see how much I can do. Like, get as much damage on it now. It did not go well for me. It was a great switch into Alakazam. I Dynamaxed, right. But it did nothing. And I was scared when I saw how much that did, how little that did. Especially because if he cooks Quake into me, which I kind of expected him to do, he gets a special defense boost. So now I'm in a horrible spot. Because he is free to set up on me. He is, right? So, sure, I have the advantage of my Dynamax. I really wanted to max guard here, but Naganadel is scarfed. Since it's scarfed, I can't click anything, right? I can't protect myself. I can't kill it. We're in a horrible spot. How I see my win condition here is switching to the Tangela, because Whimsicott can't do anything right now. So switch to the Tangela, hope I survive a turn, and then start redirecting attacks. It was a very shitty win condition because it involved him making the mistake, which is just not going to happen, right? So Tangela comes in, I go for Max Darkness into the Zam at 71% health, and it didn't kill. And I got confused, and it took me a while to remember that the move I clicked Max Darkness on wasn't Dark Pulse, it was Snarl. So it's a 55 base power move, I think it goes to 90 or 100, it's not that strong. And it's special, which Zam has good special bulk. So I know why it didn't kill now, but it was confusing at the moment. I should have just clicked Max Quake again, because that left me open to Expanding Force, pick up the kill. And then he reveals Max Flare, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. And at this point I knew it was over. But don't worry guys, stat padding comes in clutch, Whimsicott picks up a kill. Then Sylvali just murders me. But now I know most of Sylvali's moves. I know it has an Ice move, I know it has Heat Wave, I know it has Crush Claw ground, and that's it, right? So like I have a good information on a lot of its moves. And we also know its item, but whatever. We go into game 3, and my headset, or my mindset now is, whoever gets set up first wins. He has a team of, in this case, almost all special attackers, just except Cinderace. Cinderace is his only non-special attacker. With that in mind, instead of my original playstyle with the Gmax Lapras being, like get set up as in get Tailwind up and Gmax Resonance up, and then just stall out their Dynamax, right? And then we go even, then I can win based off that. This is like, no, Dynamax turn 1, start cooking Max Quake, get set up as fast as possible. The faster I have Max Quakes up, the harder it is for him to kill Landorus, the easier it is for me to win. The faster that Silvally gets special defense boost to every single one of its teammates, the faster I lose. So, I led the game, right? I'm pretty sure I led wins. Oh, no, I switched! Right. I'm forgetting already. The idea here was to hope he leads Silvally, and I hope he kept the same lead as Silvally, Alakazam. If he led Silvally, Alakazam, I had one fear, and that was the fact that he could switch in, quick expanding force, and I go bye-bye. But I am Scarfed, Naganadel, with max speed, so I am always outspeeding by 1 base point. So I was pretty set with that set. And if he didn't lead Tapu Lele, I had Fake Out pressure, right? Meowstic Fake Out. So that was the idea, and the idea was keep Landorus and Whimsicott in the back safe. Stop bringing Tangela. It helped in game 1, but it was like that was minuscule cleanup duty. Keep my heavy hitters that are impossible to kill in the back, give him less time to kill them, and then I should be fine. And I got the lead correct, except he did bring Lele. So, at this point, I'm like, hey, just don't Fake Out. I have yet to reveal the most broken move in the game, Ally Switch. The Meowstic's name is MC Hammer for a reason. I'm going to mash Ally Switch a lot. And you have a 50-50 every single time you click a move to guess what I'm doing. So, in this situation, I'm like, I can either go bomb this Tapu Lele with Sludge Bomb, or I can Draco Silvally before it Dynamaxes. I don't think he was going to Dynamax here. I just didn't see it. I think it's smart. I think if he does, it's a good move, because a Dynamax Max Quake is going to do a lot. But at that point, I'm just going to start ignoring the Silvally and kill his partners. And then wait for him to be done Dynamax and let me Dynamax. And then I'll win based off the fact that I have the last Dynamax and I can get most value out of it. And happily for me, he Dynamaxed, which made my life a lot easier because I revealed Ally Switch. Draco does a good chunk. That's a max speed Timid, or it's like high speed Timid, so I was impressed with that. Now he's gonna get the Max Quakes up, I get Ally Switch up, we're good. He switches in, oh yeah, so this one, now he has to play with the fact that I can click Ally Switch whenever I want, at any time. He now has to guess, am I clicking Ally Switch? But he might Max Quake into my Meowstic this turn expecting Ally Switch. There's no rule about me clicking it multiple times, right? So I can mash it all I want. For me personally, I kind of want to switch out Naganadel here, right? I don't love the position it's in, but I also would like the situation of a free switch. Now that he's used 1 turn, I can die, come in, max guard. So, he's used 1 turn, okay? So then he's going to kill either Meowstic or Naganadel. That's 2 turns. And then I can bring in Landorus. I can Dynamax max guard. That's 3 turns. So I have 2 turn advantage on him to make my Dynamax matter more than his did. Which is easy because the first turn was a waste. He attacked on Meowstic. So, he brings in Bam. That switch out was fine. I got white screen up. And I just click Draco again, hoping he kills Naganadel. And he did. And that was best case scenario for me. Sure, he's +2 special defense, but I also have white screen up, so we're kind of even. I can bring in my Landorus now. And then, in this case scenario, my idea is simple. Dynamax the Landorus and Max Guard. That was the plan from last turn. I was thinking a step ahead. I can Max Guard, he'll be done Dynamaxed. And I was kind of assuming an Expanding Force was coming out, and I know Whimsicott can take 1. And I know a Max Hailstorm's coming out into my Landorus, so there's no damage. Whimsicott gets a free switch, and then I can kind of work from the game 1 scenario in game 3 without the threat of him being able to Dynamax. So I'll have 2 of my Dynamax terms with a Whimsicott beside Landorus, and he can't stop it. Like, he has to now try to play defensive around this Landorus coming at him, which is hard to do when you can't Dynamax and you can't protect, because I can break through it. So, my play just worked very simple. I come in, I max guard, there's the Expanding Force, and the max Hailstorm. How this could have went really bad if he max Hailstormed into Whimsicott. Oh shit. If he max Hailstormed the Whimsicott, I am so incredibly screwed right there. Luckily for me, he didn't. Now, at this point, I am expecting no switches. I don't think he's going to switch here because he needs to keep these special defense boosts. Every special defense boost matters, unless he's going to sack something, right? If he wants to sack, like, whatever he has in the back. But everything on his team is around full HP, right? The lowest thing on HP on his team is the Ally at 50%. But my idea here is simple. Go boom. Get speed control and go boom. Kill the thing that threatens me the most, which is the Ally. And now I have a special defense boost. And the hope was maybe Whimsicott with a +1 special defense boost can live the Expanding Force. It didn't, but you see how little that did to Landorus? That is phenomenal for me. Now the Tapu Lele comes in, and I just bring back Meowstic. I could have went, like, I could have ally switched, and he now has to live with the fact that I can ally switch. My fear with ally switch is he's just going to click Expanding Force. Who cares? So, I saw how much Max Quake did to the Alakazam in game, I think it was game 2, where it lived at like 20 or 15. So, in my head, I'm like, okay, if I Max Quake the Alakazam, I get another special defense boost, and if I Psychic with the Meowstic, because it actually has a strong move, in Psychic terrain, I think it should kill, which exactly what happened. It lived at 20, I get a special defense boost, Meowstic goes drop, and it lived. And I was pissed. I'm like, in Psychic terrain, that lived, I get he has a special defense boost, and it's resisted, but I'm in Psychic terrain. Like, that's a good, like, that's... So, I had to take an Expanding Force, which, granted, I take well due to my 2 special defense boost, and Dazzling Gleam, I take phenomenally. At this point, I know I've won. Psychic terrain is gone. If he switches into something else, it dies. So, here's how I see this, is Psychic kills Alakazam. Done. Right? Meowstic is faster, I have Tailwind plus 2 Light Screen turns, so I click Psychic into the Alakazam and it dies. So, if he wants to switch out the Tapu Lele into anything else, it's going to have to take a Max Quick. Cinderace would die, Drampa would go down to about 30 to 20, and PZ would die. So I was pretty confident at this point that I had this wrapped up. Oh, sorry, not Max Quick, Earth, it was Sludge Bomb. I had to take a Sludge Bomb, sorry. In my head, I was thinking that either the PZ in the back was scarfed, or the Cinderace was scarfed. This whole game, I was playing Where's the Scarf. Simply put, I didn't have to think much. I click Sludge Bomb. The idea is if he switches here, I catch the switch, and he dies, right? And his idea is, he ends up having Cinderace in the back. His idea is that, what's more valuable to clean up this game? A Tapu Lele, that's a special attacker that can't do damage to my 2 special defense walls at the moment. You know, a wall because I'm at +2 and a wall because of high special defense and at +1. Or Cinderace, which can actually hit me physically and do damage. So, it was the right play. Psychic picked up both, but I know it's that game at this point because I have one more turn of Tailwind, Light Screen goes away, doesn't matter, and I just have Ally Switch to show and Earth Power. I was so stressed during this game. It was a phenomenal set. One of the closer sets I've had this season. I had a very close set against Steven as well. But that puts me at 3-1. I lost my first week due to some unfortunate misses and dying to my own Perish Song. Now, I've went 3-0 since that shitty week. And I feel good. I feel like I have a very strong team. I guess I can show. Like, I think I have a very strong team with this. There's a Bronzor down here, but who cares? I have a lot of options. I have good speed control. I have good natural speed, which is rare in Sword and Shield. And I just beat the team that I was kind of the most worried about due to the fact of his speed being better than mine. But yeah, that was the week. GG's to my opponent. And until next week, if there is a next week, fuck knows at this point.